because here in Brazil we're having an intense debate on the decriminalization
Isso.
of weed,
Yeah.
which happened in the 70s in the Netherlands. You were born in a country that already solved that problem. But here in Brazil, the people who disagree with this measure says that Brazil is going to be a zombie land. I know we have different cultures and different problems in Netherlands and Brazil, but you think that, does it work? The I'm not gonna say
Decriminalization.
a discriminalização of weed.
Yes, I think it works. To be honest, I don't smoke. We always say the tourists smoke,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
us. Because every time when I go to an outside country or a foreign country, people say, "Oh, where do you come from?" Amsterdam. It's like, "Oh, you smoke?" No, only you do that when you come to Amsterdam. But I
Our
think
coffee shops
yeah.
exist because of you.
Yeah, but I think it works because it's a lot more. There's less criminal activities around weed when it comes to weed, and yeah, but of course it still exists because it's still, I think, a group where you can get like a lot of money in. So. And
But you learn in school when you are a kid about drugs
Because
and weed.
What you
Yes.
are saying is very progressive, actually, because you were saying, I don't smoke, but I'm fine with the decriminalization.
Oh,
I
fancy.
trained in the mirror a lot. Here in Brazil, it's very hard to hear an opinion like that. Like, I don't do it, but I'm okay if you do.
yeah,
It doesn't happen here.
Okay.
If you don't like something, you don't want anybody to do that. It's very crazy. It's a very different country, right?
yeah, but if I don't do something, it doesn't mean that someone else cannot do it either.
Sure.
So, and I think we get a lot of information about drugs. I remember that when I went to Amsterdam at school, they gave us a test like about drugs, and I think the only thing I knew was weed, hash, and cocaine.
And how old were you?
16, 17.
Okay,
So
nice.
they are showing you like, oh, did you use something? Or
A really open conversation, right?
yeah, it was a very open conversation, and we just had to fill in like this form. And almost all the drugs I just don't know. Like I never was experienced with, and still not, because I'm scared to
Lose control of yourself.
yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So it's not for me. But if someone else is having a lot of fun with it, I'm fine.
I was always curious about that because you have the drug situation and the prostitution situation.
Yeah.
Prostitutes are almost as a professional, are professionals
Sure.
in Netherlands.
They have
Here in
even
Brazil,
retirement.
Yeah, here in Brazil, the activity itself, it's not a crime, but prostitutes doesn't have any rights in here. So you have the drugs and the prostitution. I think in schools, you must talk about this, right? You learn something from this.
Yeah.
How different your country is, or no?
Yes. Well, I think we are not realizing how different it is until you go cross-border.
Okay.
Because
For you, it was everything really normal, right?
yeah, because it feels normal. I mean, the weirdest, and I start realizing when I came to Brazil a few days ago, and someone asked me like, "Oh my God, you have like the red light district," and then I start realizing like we have it's a beautiful cultural thing in the Netherlands, but we have this red light district, like in the middle of the center. Normally, if if you talk about prostitutes or
Yes.
they are always like in the outside of the
Absolutely.
center,
Yeah.
or like it's always
A ghetto, like the
because they are sent away, and that's not what happening in Amsterdam. I mean, it's in the middle of the center. You can visit. It's a tourist attraction.
Sure.
And what I love about there's this really small part in the red light district.
Those tiny rooms, right?
Yeah, but you have a church. Across from the church is a kindergarten, and next to the kindergarten are
A coffee shop.
No, not. I don't think a coffee shop. Maybe it's on the other side.
Okay.
But then you have like these little windows. I mean, that's like a few square meters, which like this is how we live. You
Yeah.
know, like everything can.
It's not an issue.
It's not an issue. Everything can go together, like children. You bring your children to school, and on the other hand, you have some. On the other side, you have some.
And then you can meet the prostitutes at the church.
Yeah. So it's I don't. To be honest, I don't realize how special it is until you talk about it in a different country, and everybody's like,
Yeah, the U.S. like to say they
Oh
are
my God.
the free land, but
No.
Netherlands is the free
No.
land.
No.
Absolutely.
no.
It's a
Oh,
great
sorry,
country.
sorry.